It is day 7 of jury selection in the trial of the 3 men accused of murder in the death of Ahmaud Arbery. And today, 6 more people qualified, bringing the total of potential jurors now up to 42. And that does bring the court that much closer to reaching its goal of 64 potential jurors. The judge saying that they could reach that number by the end of this week. And our legal analyst, Latoya Shelton, joins us now. Latoya, thank you for coming in tonight. So we are getting there, 42 of 64 potential jurors. Are we any closer, though, to seating a fair and an impartial jury in this high-profile case?
I mean, listen, just as you said, we're getting closer to that 64 number that the judge wants, right? And we could get to that 64 number by the end of the week. And, you know, once we get there, we still have to dwindle that process down to get to our actual jury pool. You know, whether that's going to be a fair and impartial jury, I think we have to wait and see.
You know, it is a high-profile case. A lot of people in Glynn County have heard about this case. They know about it. Once the court has 64 qualified potential jurors selected, walk us through what then happens as they make their way to the final 12 jurors and 4 alternates.
So at that particular time, that's when the state and the defense are going to have their opportunity to exercise their preemptory strikes. So they're going to take and they're going to strike the jurors that they feel need to be stricken, that they do not want to sit on this jury pool for this case. I imagine, or I'm sure that these attorneys have taken notes during the entire time. They have these jurors numbered and they have notes about them, and they're going to use those notes to exercise their strikes. Once they exercise their strikes, then we'll have dwindled it down to that jury pool of 12 with those 4 alternates.
And so talk about how race could come into play in selecting the jury.
You know, well, I won't say the reality of it is, I'll say that race should not have a space or a spot in the judicial process, right? But the reality of it is in this situation, with it being a high-profile case, with the actual facts of the case, the argument here is that this killing was racially motivated, right? In addition to the fact that this case is being tried, you know, in the South, which we all know has a deeply rooted issues with racism. We've already seen during this voir dire process, there being questions that are asked where even the judge has said, hey, you know, it seems like we're getting to the point where we're asking questions of jurors that are on the flux of being racially motivated questions. So it definitely could affect the process. But the hope at the end of the day is that those 12 jurors that we pick are jurors that will not review this case based on race, and that will review it based on the evidence that's presented before them and come to a fair and impartial verdict based on that evidence that they've heard.
All hope for. And did anything else stand out to you as we now are on day 7 of this jury selection process?
Nothing else. You know, it's going fairly slowly, and I'm sure that the family and, you know, they're very upset by the process being so slow. But again, with a high-profile case like this, in a venue as it is, with almost everyone knowing about the case, it is just going to be a slow process. But the jury is important. They are the most important part of this case because they are the ones that are going to listen to the facts and give us the verdict at the end.
Latoya Shelton, thank you so much for your time and your analysis tonight.